crouch in 6th.
Well, here's the other thing, Sean. With the test that we have coming up, it is going to be so tight at the top that seconds can determine 5 to 10 places at a time.
Test 6 is Helena.
Helena, a knock or a nod to Helen, a classic CrossFit benchmark test. 400-meter run, 12-bar muscle-ups, 21 alternating dumbbell snatches at 50 pounds.
Recipe for success delivered by Trifecta is
run like you stole it. There is no other choice than to run as hard as you can. Burn the boats. There is no retreat.
And Nikki Brazier and Michael Arsenault are going to have us covered down on the competition floor and outside. Let's start with Nikki Brazier.
Thank you, Sean. You mentioned it, Chase. This is a take on Helen. If you've spent any time in a CrossFit affiliate, you've probably done a test like this, but instead of pull-ups, the athletes will be doing bar muscle-ups on that rig behind me, and instead of kettlebell swings, they will use these dumbbells for single-arm dumbbell snatches. And for more on the run, let's send it out to Mark Arsenault.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Well, the last time we ran outside the Coliseum was back in 2021. We've doubled the distance. Where I'm standing right now is at the end of a pretty significant incline that these athletes will have to navigate as we move through these 3 rounds of Helena. It's still warm, it's still hot, humid outside here at the Coliseum, so it's going to be well, hot in terms of the competition as well. Of course, that cut line is just moments away here in test number 6, Sean.
Thank you, Mike. 8 men will be in this first of 5 heats. Cole Sager is in lane number 6, and right now on the wrong side of the cut line, but if anyone is known for dramatic comebacks at the last second, it's Cole Sager.
The comeback kid, the Sager-Tooth Tiger, in his final year at the CrossFit Games, 10 in a row, 29 points out. This is a Cole Sager moment.
You notice the staggered start. That is so the athletes on the outside have an even run with the athletes on the inside, much like a track meet.
And what's going to happen is as they go round to round, the run distance from outside to rig will even out over the course of 3 rounds, which, Sean, like you said, is why that staggered start is there.
They will get 1 rep on the score once they touch the pull-up bar.
Well, and the question
12 bar muscle-ups and 21 snatches.
And the question was, well, why isn't this harder? It's the CrossFit Games. Shouldn't it be 15 bar muscle-ups or a 70-pound dumbbell? Because that's not what Helen, the benchmark test, is. 400-meter run, 21 kettlebell swings at 53 and 35, and then 12 chin-over bar pull-ups. The point is that the 21 and the 12, everyone can do it fast, and everyone can do it unbroken, which means this turns into a run test. How fast are you willing to go to get first?
Alex Vigneault and Kaique Servani will be the first 2 men back. And Michael Wesolowski is 3rd, followed by Kalion Sousa. And now here come Jake Douglas, Cole Sager, and Artur Semenov. 12 bar muscle-ups.
And you know the athletes are doing bar muscle-ups in different positions on the rig. You can see Cole Sager on the left. It's because they're different height pull-up bars, so that the taller athletes have an opportunity to get a good, decent kip on the swing portion of the bar muscle-up.
Right now, Alex Vigneault is your leader. Along with Michael Wesolowski, they were 2 of the first men back to the pull-up bar.
As we said, Sean, is all the athletes are basic, getting off the rig at the same time. Dumbbell snatch at this weight, no problem. It's coming down to the run. And on the first run pace, your top athletes were at a 1:14 run pace. It's a sub 5-minute mile pace based off that first 400.
They will not advance down the floor on these dumbbell snatches. They're going to do 21 in the same spot. The judges will turn those placards in front of the athletes to indicate what round that they are on. So 3 total rounds here, and this is the final portion of this, and then back out to start round number 2, and that's 400-meter run.
2 reps to go, and it is Kaique Servani back out on that competition floor trying to avoid.
So 11-minute time cap here is Kaique Servani and Kalion Sousa are the first 2 men out, along with Alex Vigneault. Here come Wesolowski, Sager, and Jake Douglas.
Servani's first run was a 1:16 400-meter split. And this, in classic Helen is the toughest run. It's the one in the middle. You know you have another one at the end. You know to succeed in this test that you have to run just as hard as the first one, still knowing you are not even halfway through the test.
Servani and two men who qualified on the South American semifinal. Right next to each other here as they begin round number 2, 400-meter run.
There's a lot at stake for these athletes. Remember, we're making cuts tonight. Only the top 30 are going to advance into the next day of 2023.
Here come Vino and Wozolowski. All these men are on the wrong side of the cut line. The top 30 athletes after this test will advance. Now here's Servani and Sosa back to the pull-up bar at the same time, followed by Wozolowski and now Alex Vino.
And Sosa in lane number 5 is the closest to the cut line. He's in the light shorts in the center lane. He's at 33rd place as Servani is trying to stay ahead of Sousa.
The 47 rep mark, they will advance. Sosa and Servani tied for the lead here, so a battle between the two South American athletes, and Sosa's gonna get off the bar first. Right behind, or along with, I should say, Kaika Servani. So they have 21 dumbbell snatches here. At the 68 rep mark, they will head back out for the final 400-meter run. Now Alex Vino left side of the screen, getting to work on his 21 dumbbell snatches.
Sosa being the only athlete in the light shorts left part of your screen. He's in 33rd place, 8 points out of that 30th place position.
50 pounds on the dumbbell, 22 kilos. Not going to be a problem for these athletes. We're talking to Adrian Bosman, the competition director, earlier today. We were talking about this test in particular. He says you have to have the guts to race. Sosa and Servani leading the way.
And Sean, it really comes down to this last run. When we come into the pull-up rig, there's really no separation on 12-bar muscle-ups with the caliber of athletes that we have. With the dumbbell snatches, it's really hard to separate yourself from the other athletes with the 50-pound dumbbell snatch. This is basically their last opportunity to catch, pass, or extend a lead on one another.
11-minute time cap in this test. We're past the 6-minute mark. And Sosa and Servani are way ahead of the pack here in this first of 5 heats. And things will work a little differently here. We're going to do the first 4 heats of men, then we'll hand things off to the women. And then we'll have the 5th heat for the women and the men back to back later on. That's over on ESPN. Sosa and Servani both making their first appearances here at the CrossFit Games. And trying to, again, stay alive past this test. We cut down to 30 athletes after Helena. And Sosa and Servani now back to the pull-up rig.
It's got to be right up. You're basically like running in to jump up to the pull-up bar.
Sosa right to work. Here comes Servani, and it's going to be Michael Wozolowski behind them. And Cole Sager now in 4th. The 81 rep mark. That is when Servani and Sosa will be able to move on to their final set of 21 dumbbell snatches. Alex Vino is back in. Final 2 reps for Kalian Sosa, and he is done. So 21 final reps for the rookie out of Brazil. And then the sprint across the finish line. Servani onto the dumbbell snatches, bottom of your screen.
athletes moving very quickly into this last trying to finish up on
102 total repetitions here, and it's Sosa who has a 6-rep lead on Cervini. Wesolowski sits in third, Sager's in fourth, and now Alex Vino getting to work in the blue shorts towards the top of your screen. Here comes Jake Douglas.
Cervini's got 3 no reps in this last set.
And there is Calion Sosa trying to keep himself alive. With the Heat win, he came in 33rd place overall, so they only has to creep up 3 spots to get inside the cut line, and now Cervini is done. Wesolowski
Getting onto that finishing mat as well.
is across, as is Cole Sager.
As we hit 9 minutes in, there it is, 9 minutes.
With Sager with a time of 8:51.53 seconds. Wesolowski was a second faster than him, and now Alex Vino is done. Jake Douglas also making his first ever appearance here at the CrossFit Games. He is done.
John, we touched earlier on how tight these times are going to be because of the way this test is designed. And you already have 3 athletes within 3 seconds of each other in the first heat alone.
Arthur Semenov will be the last man to finish, and as he always does, Cole Sager is out on the floor trying to urge the crowd to get behind Arthur. But it is Calion Sosa who has your top time, 8 minutes 37.56 seconds, with 4 heats remaining for the men.
Run your little heart out, Sean. That's what it takes. Everyone can go unbroken. Everyone can move fast inside the Coliseum, but what you do outside is the decider on who's going to take this test. And it was Souza who had the fastest runs than any other athlete in this heat. That soccer background showing up in this test.